Hello, and welcome to our Toronto, and I'm your host, Tony. So if you live in Toronto, then you won't get a Civics Award for knowing that the Eglinton Crosstown is ridiculously late and over budget with no light at the end of the tunnel. But have you ever considered that even if it were to open today, that it might not be as useful as you think? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the situation is worse than you think. Aside from all of the mismanagement of the project, it makes you wonder what it would take for the CEO of Metrolinx to be fired. Well, no, let's be serious. This is Canada. The country where giving people a universal income to sit around and do nothing is being considered, while thousands of immigrants are welcomed to the country and have nowhere to live. But I digress. We look forward to the opening of the Eglinton Crosstown LRT, but no matter what at this point, we'll always question whether it was even worth the build in the first place. But so here's the thing. The Crosstown LRT was conceived in 2008 under then-Mayor David Miller. At that time, creating a rapid light transit line across Eglinton seemed to be a good idea. But we're here now going into 2024. The day that the Eglinton LRT opens, people will flock to this line, transferring to it from all over the city. Now keep in mind, this is not the Shepherd subway that uses large subway cars that travels at high speeds, with completely dedicated right-of-way from one end of the line to the other. The Eglinton LRT will be using coupled Bombardier streetcars that were purchased in 2019 and have just been sitting around since then, so they're not exactly new anymore. But keep in mind that infrastructure such as the rails and stations also needs maintenance, and these things have been standing there unused since 2020. So this means two things already, and this is in addition to all the problems that this delay has created in the first place, such as lack of transit infrastructure, traffic problems, noise, and impacts on small businesses along Eglinton Avenue. Firstly, right out of the gate, we will not even get the benefit from the full life expectancy of the line when it opens. Secondly, it will not even have the capacity to service the demand that the line will attract. Now, think about this for a moment. The Eglinton Crosstown will serve a very major and important east-to-west transit corridor in the city. This will not be replaced or supplemented by the Shepherd subway or the Ontario line. Think about the amount of people that the Eglinton LRT will actually attract that will want to use it to get from one side of the city to the other. This is key when you're considering that it will run through a very central part of the city. So the problem here is not only that the Crosstown LRT is not ready and we can't use it. This is also now a depreciating asset that is simply sitting there, such as the rails, stations, and vehicles, now for an entire 4 years at least. So the economics of this are worse than just a significant overrun in budget and completion time, which stands at billions in years. These are things that people don't realize and that the mainstream media is not talking about too much. Not completing the project and or just throwing it away is completely unthinkable, obviously, and is not what I'm suggesting. But personally, I think at this point, they should just take the entire system and make it all underground and just turn it into a subway, if that can be done. I mean, let's be honest, we know that a subway is what we're going to need on Eglinton, and that's where this is going to be going one day anyways. Now, if that's not possible, then at least they should make the entire system underground and run the LRT at high frequency on a dedicated right-of-way from one end to the other, so that we can get the best bang for buck. I think that once the Eglinton Crosstown LRT opens, whenever this is, I don't think that it will be this amazing transit improvement to the city that we're all holding out hope for, say even 5 years ago. And I think that no matter when it opens, it will be a disappointment. Sure, it will be fun to go and take a ride on it, and I intend to do so myself. But now, it's been 15 years since it was conceived, and it just isn't going to serve our city's needs and demands because of how much our city has changed since then. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic here, and the Eglinton Crosstown LRT will still be useful and helpful, but let's be honest, I don't think that there's anybody holding out hope anymore that it's going to have the potential that it had even just a few years ago. My point is that I don't think that we're ever going to get our money's worth out of the Eglinton Crosstown. Thanks for watching and happy transiting. I hope that you liked the video. If so, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed and want to be notified of new videos that are released, please click on the Art Toronto button here. This is the video that I would recommend for you to watch next, and I'm sure that you're going to love it. Here's the playlist for all of the latest in transit news and views that you're going to find very informative and interesting. And finally, here is the latest video. Thanks for watching and happy transiting.